1971 to 1974. Strat-O-Matic Excel Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Trawler.
Game 528, White Sox at A's. Welcome back, baseball fans, 1971-74 Summer Carryover League. We are continuing in the second round of the Race to the Pennant postseason tournament. We have a series in the American League between first place clubs White Sox and Oakland. Let's show you what the needs are going into this thing. So the White Sox start this thing 8 over 500. The A's 4 over 500. We've been talking about how the A's have been sleepwalking through a season in the American League West, which is second place teams 5 under 500. That's how bad they are. White Sox red hot going into this thing 8 over 500, and they were under 500 for the early part of the season. One of the hotter teams in the American League. Is it going to stay that way? The calculus is with a net of +2. Winning it 3-2 will not get Oakland a better seed. They need to beat the White Sox 4-1 at least, or a 4-game sweep. Either is what the White Sox is what Oakland needs to do. We open up in Comiskey Park. They have home field, and we have the Aces. Actually, we have Catfish Hunter, the number 2 starter. He's the number 1 starter on all their teams in the universe that don't employ Vita Blue, but Catfish Hunter, the number 2 guy, against Wilbur Wood. A's are patient early. A walk, strikeout, single, strikeout gets nothing. A single, strikeout, walk, strikeout gets nothing. You get the idea. Wilbur Wood is putting guys on, but the A's aren't bringing guys in. You figure a couple solo home runs is all this game might be between 2 guys with ERAs right around 2. Oakland strikes first. Sal Bando solo shot, 1-zip. Ken Henderson, same inning responds, solo shot. It's 1-1. But then in the 6th, it's Reggie, a 2-1 game as he hits a solo shot. And then in the 7th inning, Wilbur Wood is putting guys on now, and now they're coming through. A walk, a single, and with 2 outs, Reggie does get an RBI double. Joe Rudy gets an RBI single, but then Reggie gets thrown out the plate, minimizing the damage to just 2 runs instead of 3. So it's 4-1, but meanwhile, Catfish Hunter has very little problem with the Chicago White Sox, aside from the Ken Henderson homer. Catfish Hunter, 8 innings, 4 hits, the solo homer, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Oakland road win in Comiskey, 4-1. They still have a lot more work to do. Game 2, coming right back at you here in Comiskey. Oh boy, Vita Blue versus Tom Bradley, a really nice number 2 starter for the White Sox. But Bradley struggles in this one. A double after a couple outs. He then gives up 2 walks and a 2-run single to the DH Tom Haller. White Sox respond in the bottom half off of Vita Blue with a Ken Henderson RBI double. It's a 2-1 game. They get to Bradley again. A 2-out single by Mike Hegan, scoring Claudell Washington. It's 3-1. And it's just sort of this kind of day for Tom Bradley and the White Sox. A double single sac fly, that's 4 runs. 7th inning, a double, a triple, a sac fly. It's a 6-1 game. Vita Blue's on the mound, and people are really getting a sick feeling in their stomach in Comiskey here. Dick Allen with a solo shot, giving the White Sox some life, 6-2. But in the 8th and 9th inning, the White Sox, Bradley's gone after giving up 9 hits and 6 runs through 7 innings. And the White Sox decide, let's give our bullpen some work so they can figure things out. They've been having a terrible year. They got to start pitching better. Let's get them in there. So Dave Lemons comes in, gives up a run in an inning. And then Jack Aker comes on, gives up another run in an inning. Continuing the same old ways for this ragged White Sox bullpen. It didn't matter because they were already down 6-2. Final 8-2. Oakland comes into Chicago, beats them 2 straight. Again, this series, I mean, the White Sox have looked at this as the only series they could afford to lose as it's the battle of first place seeds. And hopefully there's a switch that the White Sox can flip back on when the playoffs start, because they're no-show. No-show in this one. So after the 2 road wins, Oakland and the White Sox are tied. And they both sitting at a 3 seed. The White Sox might have just kicked away a chance at a number 2 seed as well. So a lot of problems for the White Sox suddenly. But then again, what do you expect? They just faced Vida Blue and Catfish Hunter pitching out of their minds at the top of their game. We go to Game 3. Now we're in Oakland, and it's Stan Bonson versus Kenny Holtzman. It seems like every good White Sox pitcher faces a guy who's just a little bit better than him. And that's the case today with Bonson and Kenny Holtzman. The White Sox get the early lead for the first time. It is a Tom Egan 2-run double in his own card. How about that? They strand a couple runners, 2-0. But then here come the A's again. You get a Mike Hegan homer here. Bonson strands the bases loaded in the first and third inning, and the A's leave 2 guys on in the second. So the A's have actually put more men on base through 3 frames, though they trail by a run. And then the 5th, it's 4 singles and 2 runs. A's take a 3-2 lead. And in the 7th, the wheels are starting to come off the cart. An error by Bucky Dent, a triple by Bando, a single. It's 5-2. It was once 2-0. It's 5-2. The White Sox show a little bit of life in the 8th inning. A single, a Dick Allen 2-run homer. He's starting to show some power now. It's a 5-4 game, and Oakland, troubled closer Raleigh Fingers. The White Sox are actually glad to see Raleigh. They don't want to look at Vida Blue, Catfish Hunter, or Kenny Holtzman anymore. But Raleigh Fingers actually has a nice 9th inning, giving up just a single, getting Ken Henderson to foul out to end the game. 3 straight wins for the Oakland A's, who have finally, this is the baseball they played a year ago when they went to the World Series. It took the White Sox a first-place squad to show up on Oakland's schedule for Oakland to kick their game up a notch. They've been playing outstanding baseball. They've been getting hits and walks, playing good defense, and the starting pitching's been untouchable. And that's a scary formula for the rest of the American League right now. Let's take a look at the standings. White Sox can still come back and win this thing. They need 2 straight wins, as the A's have to win 4 out of 5. The overall standings right at this moment, here we are. White Sox have slightly opened the door in their own division to the Minnesota Twins, just by a whisker. I'm not even sure. 20-16. If they lose, they'll be 20-16. The Twins would win 2 straight. They'd be 18-15. No, they got it. The White Sox have clinched this division. They got it, I think. No, actually, they can't officially clinch, because if the Twins advance to the next round, then the Twins would play for elimination the round after that. So they can't officially clinch yet, can the White Sox. The A's can, though. They've clinched. And you see here, they're 5 over, and these guys are 7 over. The A's, oh, you don't want to see this, folks. You don't want to see these guys climb into a bye. They're now +7. Blue Jays +7. You got the Yankees at 7. Cleveland at 7. Of course, the Tigers at 12. But yeah, the White Sox got to win a game. Win a game or 2. Win this one, and the next one would be great. At least win this one. And they have their guy out there today. Game 4 in Oakland. A matchup of the first day. There was a day off, so they got the Aces back out there for Game 4 in Oakland. It is Wilbur Wood against Catfish Hunter. Wilbur Wood and Catfish Hunter, man. You guys getting some great baseball. I gotta tell you, on YouTube, I tell you, you get the great classic matchups. How many games do these clowns win? Wilbur Wood, 22-12, 191 ERA, and Catfish Hunter, 22 as well. You got 44 wins today? No, 21 wins. 43 wins between these 2 guys, and a cumulative ERA averaging 2 runs a game. Boy. Starter 9, starter 8. Classic pitching matchup. Count the solo homers in this one. The White Sox have shuffled their lineup again. They've got to get a spark here. They moved Carlos May to the leadoff spot. Dick Allen batting second. Put the big guys, the most important Chi Sox 1-2 in a potential elimination game for this round. And so Carlos May will be leading off for the White Sox. And here's the pitch. 32, bounces to first. Dick Allen, 2-9, he strikes out. And Ken Henderson, 1-4, he flies to right field. Joe Foy leads off against lefties for Oakland. 3-10 is a fly to left. Bert Campaneris, 54. Center X, you got Henderson at 2-6 in center field. Almost an error. Nice grab there. Almost. Orlando Cepeda, lefty crusher, 64, catcher's card. Stinson's a 4E10. Catch of the day, makes the play. The strategy for the White Sox is home runs, please. We need them, and left-handed bats, because your best chance is 2 or 3 runs on 3 solo homers. That's how you can beat Vita Blue, a bunch of solo homers. So here's Bill Melton, 48, pops a second. George Orta, 1-6 off his card, 1-1 double. Orta's at second base. Very little base running strategy in this. The teams are just hacking away. Buddy Bradford, 2-8, strikes out. Speaking of hacking away. Bob Stinson, 3-10, is a fly to right field. Bottom of 2, it's Reggie, 2-9, bounces to second. Joe Rudy, 6-10. That is short X, Aparicio, a good one, a 2E24. Short, and that's an error. Oh my goodness, it's a 2-base error on the shortstop. Aparicio, a rare throwing error from one of the best arms at short ever. I mean, a 2-base, that's a E2, means a 2-base error from the shortstop. That's a tough one, because it takes away a double play. Ball goes to the dugout. So Rudy's at second, and it's Angel Mangual. 2-12, lines to third, and with 2 outs, big at bat here for Bando. 5-10 off of Wood is a strikeout. They get nothing. Top of the third, talking Tony Muser, 3-6, Tony Muser. Let's take a look at the card. There's no home run there. I thought there was. Muser, 285 hitter and 73 for the White Sox. Great defensive first baseman. Comedian. Him and Jay Johnstone should have done a lounge act together. These two clowns. Triple 1-6, single ... That is a base hit for talking Tony Muser. All right, we've got to shake this up a bit. Aparicio doesn't even have power against Catfish Hunter, so he's going to hit and run the runner with Muser. Hit and run. Muser has to steal. He rolls a 5. He steals second base. How about that? Aparicio, you're going to bunt Aparicio in the 3rd inning? I don't know. I mean, have we fallen that far that we're bunting Aparicio in the 3rd inning? No, we're not going to do it. He's going to swing away with a runner at second, nobody out. 56, that's a strikeout. Oh boy. Carlos May, runner at second, 1 out for Carlos. 69, second X. This is Foy. He's not very good defensive. A 4-34 at second base, but he makes the play. Runner goes to third with 2 outs. For Dick Allen, 2-8 is a strikeout. Well, in that kind of series. Bottom of the 3rd, Mike Egan, 39 off of the wood, flies to right. Gene Tennis, 57, is a strikeout. And the Foyer, Joe Foy, 2-9 is a strikeout. Wilbur Wood in command here. Ken Henderson, 67, single 1-4, is a 5 and a line out. That's a tough one. Bill Melton, 2-11, pops to the second. And with 2 outs, it's George Orta, 2-10 is a fly ball to right. Bert Campaneris, 2-6, and there goes your no-no. 2-6 is a single for Campaneris, and here we go. The base stealing prowess of the A's. Campaneris is going to take off, and he's safe on a 9. And it's Orlando Cepeda. 2-7. Oh, he missed it. 2-7. I thought he has the wrong card. 2-7 is 3rd A plus. Huh, interesting. 3rd A plus. If you don't steal, that's a single because he's being held on. But they're not holding because he stole base. So it's just a ground ball to 3rd, and the guy stays there. Campaneris, runner on second, 1 out. He's going to steal third base. And he's out on a 20. The A's getting cocky, up 3-0. Want to take advantage of the +1 arm catcher and get a guy at third with 1 out. And he's gunned down. Trying to steal a run there. And Campaneris is gunned down. So 2 outs with Reggie at the plate. 4-7 is a K. Runners hard to come by in this game. Into the 5th. Scoreless. Buddy Bradford. 4-10. Third X. Bando's a 2E22. Makes the play. Bob Stinson. 2-11. Bounces to third. And with 2 outs, it's Tony Muser had a single earlier. 6-11. Pitcher X. Hunters an E9. That's pretty good. 2. Makes the play. Bottom of the 5th. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
We are scoreless in Oakland in a game the White Sox really need to have here. Bottom of the 5th, Joe Rudy leads off. 3-10, flies to left. Angel Mengual, 2-9 is a single. Sal Bando, 2-11, short B, fielder's choice. Bando's at first for Mike Hegan. 59, short X, Aparicio, 2E24. And he makes the play this time, making up for the mistake earlier. Scoreless into the 6th, same identical number of batters for each squad. The number 9 hitters lead off in the 6th, Aparicio. 56 is a K. Carlos May, trying to get something going here. 2-9, and he delivers finally a base hit for Carlos May. A stealer, 1 out. 0 arm. No. 2 outs maybe, not 1 out. 0 or 2 is the ideal stealing second situation, but not 1 out. Dick Allen will swing away. You'll probably walk him to second base anyway. 3-12, oh boy, K plus injury, not injured, DHing today. So that's a lucky break. So he's not hurt, as Muser's playing first. 2 outs, and now Carlos May is going to take off to get into scoring position. And this is close, it's 13, I think he's in there. 15, 0, minus 3, 12. No, it's 12, and he rolled a 13, he's out. God darn. Boy, this is a tight margins in this game, folks. Tight. White Sox playing very tight baseball. And the A's are tightening up as well. Bottom of the 6th, Gene Tennis, the number 9 hitter. My goodness, that's how good the A's are. 1-8 for Tennis. Let's take a look. I haven't seen many cards today again for Gene Tennis against the lefty bat in 9th. Triple, 1-6, single ... That is a triple. You have to look very carefully. That's TR, not HR. And it is indeed a triple for a guy at 258 with 24 home runs in 73. All right, Wood will bring, and his team will bring the infield up for Joe Foy. 1-6, and Joe Foy delivers the single, and the A's get their run. C. Steeler, they will play back for Bert Campaneris. 67 off of Wood is a K. Orlando Cepeda. 38, oh my goodness, this is a huge. Let's take a look at this card of Orlando Cepeda. My goodness, this man destroys left-handed pitching. That's why the A's went out and got him for games when Wilbur Wood's pitching, principally. 276 hitter with 14 homers and 250 at-bats for the Braves in 71. Oh, that explains it all. He played for Atlanta. Of course he can crush the ball. 38 is triple, 1-10 double. And that is a TR triple. Oh boy. The A's are starting to smell it here. 2-0 lead. Runner at third, 1 out. Got to bring it up for Reggie. Reggie Jackson. 58's a strikeout. That is huge for Wood. Keep this a 2-0 game for Joe Rudy. 39 flies to left. So Wood bears down, giving up 2 triples in the 6th inning in the cavernous Coliseum. It's 2-0, and it's up to the White Sox to figure out this incredible starting rotation of the Oakland A's. That's finally, they've been getting knocked around all year. No all-star games for any of these guys this year because of how poorly they've pitched, but now, when it matters most, they're pitching great. Top of the 7th, 2-0. Matter of fact, Oaktown will improve their defense a little bit. The Green Dick will come in and play second base for Joe Foy. Now they got a 2 second basemen in the top of the 7th. Leading off for the White Sox is Ken Henderson. 1-8 is a K. Bill Melton. 1-5's a walk. Your tie run is George Orta. Let's take a look at him before he swings. A brilliant 74 campaign. 316, 10 home runs, and 550 plate appearances. They need him here. George Orta. 2-11, fielder's choice. Orta's at first with 2 outs for Buddy Bradford. 58 for Bradford is a fly ball to center field. Catfish Hunter, a shutout again. He's given up 3 hits in this game, or 4 hits, 3 hits. Bottom of the 7th, stretch time here in Oakland. We are listening to Reuben Wilson's 1970 Blue Mode, featuring Knock Knock, Knock on Wood, Blue Note record. Great organ player, Reuben Wilson. Played out of Pasadena, California. Big Oakland A's fan, I believe. I heard it somewhere. I might have said it and then I heard myself say that. But anyway, bottom of the 7th inning of a 2-0 game. Wilbur Wood will continue. Not a lot White Sox can do here. They're kind of handcuffed. Angel Miguel, 5-11. Pitcher X, the Wood Wilburs in E6. That's an out. Sal Bando, 6-10. Short X, Aparicio being tested again. And a single off of Aparicio. 2 mistakes today for him. First one didn't hurt. Mike Hegan, 1-3, fielder's choice. The A's also doing a good job of staying out of double plays on their own card. Not a lot of GBAs. That could go a long way if they want to get back to the World Series. Runner at first, 2 outs, Gene Tennis. 2-10, flies to left field. We go to the 8th inning. It's the Catfish Hunter show. He's given up a double, a single, and a single. And 1, 2, guy gets caught stealing. 3 batters over the minimum. Into the bottom of the 8th. It'll be the lefty Bob Stinson leading off. 2-6 is a hit by the pitch. Exactly what he needed to do. He leaned into that one. Hunter didn't like it. He put his elbow in there and got plunked by the ball. Nice move, Stinson. Which brings up your tie run. Talkin' Tony Muser. 46 off Catfish, pops to second. Now you got Aparicio. Are we into the pinch hitter mode now? A guy with power? Yeah, I think we're going to do it. I think Walt Williams is going to pinch hit because he's got power. That's how desperate the situation is getting. Let's take a look at Walt Williams. He's like Ringo. I mean, he's like the 5th Beatle. He should be an everyday player, but there's no room to get him into this lineup. You got May in left, Henderson in center, Bradford in right. Walt Williams is on the bench. He should be starting. He's not happy about it. He's hitting 294 and 71 in 380 plate appearances. Hits righties better than lefties. Also has power against righties. Looking for a 2-run homer here. The pitch to Walt Williams. 55 off Catfish is Short X. Shortstop is Campaneris, a 2E27. And that is a double play. A rare diamond gem for Bert Campaneris. And we've been hounding him over the years for his porous defense. That's a double play. Bucky Dent will play shortstop for where Aparicio was. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, and Wilbur Wood is going to just plug away. He's the man, and here we go. 1 bad inning, a couple bad pitches there, and that's all it took. 2-0 game. Dick Green leading off. 3-10 for Dick Green, single, 1-5, lines out. It'll be Campaneris. 68, lines to first, and with 2 outs, it's Orlando Cepeda. 1-8 in that ball. Oh my God. It hasn't come down yet, folks. Wilbur Wood knew it as soon as he left his hand. That ball, 471 feet across the Bay Bridge into San Francisco. My goodness, it is 3-0 on the Cepeda homer. Here's a guy who was rotting on the bench because they hadn't played a lot of lefties, but they had a big series against the Angels, and now in a potential closeout game against Wilbur Wood, he's got a triple and a homer. 2 outs, 3-0. Reggie Jackson. 66, flies to center field. We go to the 9th, and interestingly, there's no movement in the Oakland bullpen. No sign of rally fingers. They're letting Catfish Hunter get this thing. They're going to have to break him to get him out of there, which is 3 base runners. That's almost an insult to the White Sox without the bullpen lights being on, because this team is one of the best on-base machine teams in the American League. And they're at the top of the lineup with Carlos May, Dick Allen, and Ken Anderson, trying to save the White Sox chances. It's looking like if they do not tie this in the 9th, that the 3 and 4s will flip-flop. The White Sox will fall into a 4, and the A's will climb into a 3 with a chance at a 2 seed. But let's see here. A lot can happen. Carlos May, leading off in the 9th against Catfish Hunter. Here's the pitch. 48. It's a pop to first. Batting second here, Dick Allen. He is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. He had some homers earlier in the series. The pitch to Dick Allen. 6-10 off of Hunter is a catcher's X. And that is a 4-7 Gene Tennis. And your wild pitch foul out. And it's all up to Ken Henderson to get on base and keep this series alive. The pitch to Ken Henderson. 4-4. Third X. But this is Bando. He's a 2E22 third baseman. A2. And that is it. A GBA to Sal Bando to end the game. And the A's this is the best we have seen Oakland since, I guess, the League Championship Series and possibly the World Series a year ago. They beat up the White Sox. Only one of these games was a 1-run game. They won by at least 3 in 3 of the 4, beating Wilbur Wood twice in 4 days. And the big 3, Hunter, Blue, and Kenny Holtzman, looked untouchable. Oh, this is not good news for the American League. The White Sox, I'll give them some credit. They did not have to win this series. We talked about that. They're still in first place. And, you know, maybe their role is to sneak up and beat Oakland in a rematch when it matters most. Again, a 4-game sweep of the White Sox here doesn't mean squat if they meet again in the playoffs. And if each team wins a division, it means they wouldn't meet again until the League Championship Series if they do meet again. So, that's what we're looking at. Wilbur Wood, 7 hits, 3 runs. All were earned. No walks. 6 strikeouts in his complete game. Catfish Hunter. My goodness. 3 hits, 2 walks, 7 Ks in his complete game. 1009, 0108, 3703, 3703, 2706, 2706. Wow. Such a crazy season of streaks. We've seen this a lot. Just a team gets red hot and all of a sudden the wind comes out of their sails and you're like, do we change the lineup again? What are you going to do? I mean, in this particular series, there was nothing you could do. Oakland just is Oakland. As long as the Blue, Hunter, and Holtzman cards are on the mound, you can't do a thing against it. I mean, the White Sox are one of the top offenses in the American League, and the A's just control them. 1009, 0108, 3703, 2706. And we'll look at the year-to-date numbers and see if how much they have changed. People in Minnesota are looking at a back door. It's not looking good. Minnesota's got like a 0.4% chance of making the playoffs this year, something ridiculously low. They need to win all their games, and basically the White Sox and all the teams in the American League East and the American League North need to lose all their games. That's the only path the Twins have. The Brewers don't even have a path. Yeah. So the teams flipped games over 500. White Sox started this thing 8 over, and the A's 4 over. You flip it, which means that the 3s and the 4s can be flipped as well. The A's are now 24-16. This is the most amount of wins. Hate to say it, folks, because if you've been watching me, I've been trashing the A's all year. They got the most wins right now in baseball. I got 24 of them. That leads all of baseball. Oh boy. They're hitting .277 with a .342 ERA. Vita Blue is improved to 6-5. Catfish Hunter wins twice in 4 days, improves his record to 7-4. Catfish Hunter's ERA improves to 2.60, which is good. He was poor earlier. Reggie with 10 over and 32 RBIs. The White Sox, pitching did well. Well, no, it didn't. I forgot Bradley and Bonson didn't do very well. Yeah, they're still hitting 280. So, where's that 260? 260? Oh boy, I got to get some glasses here. With a 3.67 team ERA. Yeah, 260. Wilbur Wood is 6-6, but his ERA is okay. 28 in 98 innings. That's a 2.57 ERA. That's fine. Bradley 6-2. 7 home runs for Bill Melton. He had 7 home runs a long time ago, and he's been sitting at 7 home runs for quite some time. Dick Allen's got 6 homers now. 43 for 132. Is he still a top hitter on the team? Yeah, I think, 43 for 132, yeah. Yeah, Dick Allen's hitting 326, and he's starting to hit home runs. It's just, you run into a buzzsaw, there's not a lot you can do, and that's exactly what happened to the White Sox. They were on the schedule, and the A's were going to run over. They were just going to beat up anybody 4 straight, the way they played that series. They were magnificent. 24 wins, my goodness. Plus 8. So now it's up to the American League to make sure these clowns don't get a bye. I mean, to go from a 4 seed to a bye, we're going to put them at 3 for the moment. The White Sox at 4. As the American League, the first place teams have played to this point. And again, I really don't think the Twins can get that game and a half. They can get 2 straight wins to get them within a half a game, and then they would need the Yankees and not the Yankees. They would need the Orioles and the Expos to be swept 3 straight. They'd have to go. The Orioles and Expos would have to go 0-6, and the Twins would have to go 2-0, just for the Twins to keep playing. Then the Twins would have to win 3 more games to win their division, while the White Sox would be idle watching all that mess. So, yeah. The first place teams are idle in round 3 as they watch the wild card race from a distance. So, we have Oakland at 8, Detroit at 12. Yeah, I think we got to put the A's at 2 now. I'm sorry to say. They're plus 8. Oh, Chicago, what have you done? What have you done, Chicago White Sox? You have just given the A's a 2. Let's put the Blue Jays at 3 for the moment. Again, we've got a lot more baseball in this tournament left, and we got a lot of good baseball teams still to play in the 2nd round and again in the 3rd round. It'll be the Yankees and the Expos. It'll be the Orioles and the Indians. All 4 of those teams may still advance, because again, if all the 4 teams win at least 1 game and sweeps are avoided, then the Twins, Brewers, Angels, and Mariners are eliminated, and the White Sox and the A's clinch their divisions. That's it tonight. From Oakland, break up your Oakland A's, playing the best ball they've been playing since the World Series a year ago. 4-game sweep of the highly touted Chicago White Sox. Thanks for checking this out. We'll see you next time.